أعزائي طلبة وطالبات الثانوية العامة، أهلا بكم وأهلا بالأستاذ الفاضل الأستاذ أحمد عبد الصبور. أهلا وسهلا بحضرتك أستاذ أحمد.
أهلا بيك أستاذ هالة، وأهلا بأبنائنا الطلبة والطالبات،
وأهلا باللغة الإنجليزية. ويا ترى أنا شايف حضرتك فاتح لنا امتحان في تيست.
إن شاء الله، ما يعني آخر
practice test
6A and 6B on the last 3 units، على آخر 3 يونتات.
واحنا كده معنا كده ان احنا بدأنا ان احنا بنحل امتحانات، صح؟
بنحل امتحانات
يعني خلصنا كده المنهج.
خلصنا المنهج الحصة اللي فاتت.
تمام، حلو قوي. واعتقد ان اهم حاجة في الثانوية العامة ان احنا مش بس مذاكرة، لكن برضو ان احنا نتدرب على الامتحانات يعني بشكل مكثف جدا.
ده اكيد، خاصة براكتس تيست اللي هي بتاعة الورك بوك. فاحنا معانا النهاردة براكتس تيست 6A على the past 3 units، 3 وحدات الأخيرة.
تمام، اتفضل.
هنبدأ بالسؤال الأول كما تعودنا، vocab and structure. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C or D. Number 1. If you watch too much television, you space your eyes. If you watch too much television, you space your eyes. Choices: A, will damage. B, would damage. C, won't damage. D, would have damaged. طبعا هنا الحالة الأولى من F واللي خدناها في unit 16. So the correct answer is A, will damage. Sentence 2. Water boils at 100 degrees. Water boils at 100 degrees. Space. Choices: A, percent. B, centigrade. C, centimeter. D, hot. The correct answer is centigrade. درجة المئوية centigrade. Sentence 3. If you space red and green paint, you get brown paint. If you space red and green paint, you get brown paint. Choices: A, mixed. B, will mix. C, had mixed. D, mix. خدنا في اليونتس السابقة zero conditional if plus present simple.
اعتقد معانا اتصال تليفوني مستر احمد. الو.
الو،
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام. إجابة.
اهلا يا يمنى، ازيك؟
الحمد لله.
عامله ايه؟
الحمد لله.
الحمد لله يا رب. كده الدرجه النهائيه في الانجليزي باذن الله.
يا رب
ان شاء الله ان شاء الله. اتفضلي يا
ازيك يا أم؟
ازيك يا عم؟
الله يخليك، الحمد لله. عندك أسئلة يا أمنة؟
لا، انا حاجه مع حضرتك.
طيب ما يبقى كويس خالص والله. انت فاتحه معايا الكتاب الورك بوك براكتس تيست. طيب احنا في الجمله الثالثه دلوقتي. ماشي. sentence 3. If you space red and green paint, you get brown paint. Choice: A, mixed. B, will mix. C, had mixed. D, mix. mix عشان دي يا قلنا
عشان دي الحالة الصفرية.
zero conditional if plus present simple. في الجزء الثاني من الجملة بنستخدم أيضا present simple مع الفاعل. Sentence 4. The pollution from all those factories must be very space. The pollution، عارفة pollution يعني؟ التلوث. From all those factories must be very space. Choices: A, useful. B, useless. C, harmless. D, harmful. harmful تمام، بمعنى ضار. امال useless بمعنى ايه يا أمنة؟
عديم الفائدة.
عديم الفائدة. تمام. The opposite of useful. Sentence 5. If Ahmed had read that book, he space what happened at the end. If Ahmed had read that book, he space what happened at the end. Choices: A, knew. B, will know. C, would know. D, would have known. would have known. The third conditional. If followed by past perfect, then we use would have plus past participle. تمام. Sentence number 6. The Nile's floods بمعنى الفيضانات. تمام. The Nile's floods used to space every year. Choices: A. Care, B. Cure, C. occur, D. clear.
اوكي.
occur بمعنى
يحدث.
يحدث. وكلمة flood تستخدم أيضا verb noun، يعني ممكن تستخدم بمعنى فيضان أو يفيض، تستخدم كverb noun. Sentence 7. If I went to London, I space my English every day. If I went to London, I space my English every day. Choices: A. Would have practiced, B. Will practice, C. Would practice, D. Practice. Would practice. تمام. Second condition. Sentence 8. We all knew about the film because it had a lot of space. We all knew about the film because it had a lot of space. Choices: A. Publicity, B. Duplicity, C. Depository, D. Qualifications. تمام. Publicity بمعنى
شهرة أو مشهورين.
تمام. Sentence 9. It's very hot today. I wish it space cooler. It's very hot today. I wish it space cooler. Choices: A. Is, B. Was, C. Will be, D. Had been. تمام. احنا قلنا ساعة الشرح ان احنا بنستخدم غالبا لو التمني في البريزنت بنستخدم past simple. تمام. ولو الفعل الرئيسي verb to be بنستخدم where غالبا مع كل الضمائر، حتى لو الفاعل مفرد he or she or it. بس هنا ما حطليش where، حطينا في التشويسز was، يبقى بناخد الأقرب للصح. تمام. Sentence 10. Have you ever been space by a bee? Have you ever been space by a bee? Choices: A. Sting, B. Stung. Sting past stung. تمام. or stung past of sting. C. Stuck, D. Stick. The correct answer is stung. Have you ever been stung by a bee? Choice B. الاختيار B هو صح. stung ماشي. past of sting بمعنى يلدغ. الجملة present perfect. تمام. Have you ever been stung by a bee? Sentence 11. I left my bag on the bus. I wish that I space more careful with it. The sentence again. I left my bag on the bus. I wish that I space more careful with it. Choices: A. Should be, B. Had been, C. Am, D. Would be. had been. تمام. لأن هنا التمني في الباست. قلنا لو التمني في الباست بنستخدم past perfect. So the correct answer is had been. تمام. Sentence 12. After the accident, comma, 4 people were space in hospital. After the accident, 4 people were space in hospital. Choices: A. Treated, B. Transfused, C. Transmitted, D. Transported. ما اقولش تمام يا يمنى transport ينقل، بس ما اقولش transported in hospital، هقول transported to hospital. تمام. يبقى الإجابة الصح يبقى تاني treated in hospital. تمام. treated in hospital يعالجوا في مستشفى. يبقى treat قلنا بتستخدم كفيرب بمعنى يعامل أو يعالج. وقلنا الفرق بين treat وكيور وهيل قلنا treat يعالج بشكل عام. he is treated in a hospital. هو يعالج في مستشفى. ما ذكرتش اسم مرض معين مثلا. أما كلمة cure يعالج بنستخدم أو نذكر اسم المرض. تمام تحديدا. This is a cure for cancer for example or a cure for flu and so on. ولكن كلمة heal يلتئم for for injuries or broken bones. ماشي للقطع والكسر والجروح فبنستخدم كلمة heal. So the correct answer is treated. Yes, let's go to number 13. That cafe always closes early. I wish it space open a bit later. Choices: A would stay, B stays, C will stay, D had stayed, would stay. هنا wish in the future. التمني فين؟ في المستقبل. قلنا بنستخدم could or would plus infinitive. تمام؟ Sentence 14. How can scientists space the age of the tree? How can scientists space the age of the tree? Choices: A count, B work, C capture, D calculate. calculate بمعنى يعد يحسب أو يعد. تمام؟ هو الفرق بين calculate و count. count if we say 1 2 3 4 بنعد يعني بالطريقة دي. but calculate يحسب عمليات حسابية. 2 plus 2 equal 4 for example. تمام؟ فهنا بنستخدم كلمة calculate. So the correct answer is calculate the age of the tree. Sentence number 15. Sarah wishes she space see her cousins more often, but they live in Australia. Choices: A may, B could, C will, D can. could. تمام. Sarah wished she could see her cousins more often, but they live in Australia. طبعا احنا هنا قلنا لو التمني في المستقبل بنستخدم could or would plus infinitive. اي وي فاكرة كانوا بياخدوا ايه؟ وباقي الضمائر the rest of pronouns we use would. بس هنا ما لقيناش ايه يا أمنا؟ ما لقيناش would. يبقى الأقرب للصح يبقى could. تمام. Sentence number 16. The space of this room is about 3 meters. Choices: A wide, B big, C large, D width. width yes. احنا هنا عايزين النون. The width of this room بمعنى الاتساع of this room is about 3 meters. is about بمعنى حوالي. تمام. واحيانا تمشي بمعنى ايه؟
تقريبا او على وشك.
على وشك. تمام. Another sentence. 17. You can borrow this book space as you look after it. You can borrow this book space as you look after it. Choices: A provided, B if, C as long, D on condition. as long عشان بعدها as long as. تمام. Sentence 18. In golf, it's best if you can hit the ball space. Choices: A harden, B hardly, C hard, D hard working. Hard yes. engulf. It's best if you can hit the ball hard. تضربها بإيه؟ بشدة. 19. You can't go into the museum without space a ticket first. Choices: A. Buying, B. To buy, C. Brought, D. Buy.
buying.
Buying without followed by noun or verb plus ing. So the correct answer is buying. Sentence number 20. This road is too space for that big bus to go down. This road is too space for that big bus to go down. Choices: A. Fast, B. Long, C. Wide, D. Narrow.
narrow.
Yes, the correct answer is narrow. 21. Mother says we can watch TV on space that we do our homework first. Mother says we can watch TV on space that we do our homework first. Choices: A. Condition, B. Provided, C. Long as, D. If. The correct answer is
condition.
on تبقى معها condition. 22. Be careful with that glass vase. It is space. Be careful with that glass vase. It is space. vase اللي هي الزهرية يعني. تمام. Choices: A. Valuable, B. Available, C. Visual, D. Vocational.
variable.
Valuable قيم. تمام. 23. Space that you lived by the sea. What would you do every day? The sentence again, beginning with the space that you lived by the sea. What would you do every day? Choices: A. Condition, B. As long, C. Imagine, D. Supposed.
Imagine.
Imagine that. Imagine is followed by that. تمام. 24. We don't need that old paper bag. You can throw it space. Choices: A. Off, B. Up, C. Away, D. Down.
away.
Throw it away. يلقي بعيدا. تمام. Sentence 25. Don't go to that restaurant space. You like Chinese food. Don't go to that restaurant space. You like Chinese food. Choices: A. If, B. If not, C. Unless, D. In case. Unless. تمام. Equal if not. إذا لم. Sentence 26. If it doesn't rain soon, there will be a space. Choices: A. Draft, B. Flood, C. Gale, D. Drought.
drought.
Yes, the correct answer is drought. بمعنى يمنى
جفاف.
الجفاف. برافو عليك. طبعا choice D. الاختيار D. drought DROUGHT عشان يلخبطني بالدي RAUGHT اللي هي بمعنى مسودة أو تيار هواء. Sentence 27. Only open this door space an emergency. Emergency بمعنى
طوارئ.
الطوارئ. تمام. Choices: A. In case, B. In case of, C. If, D. As long as.
in case of.
In case of, and followed by noun or verb plus ing. The correct answer is in case of. 28. You should never look space at the sun. You should never look space at the sun. Choices: A. Directions, B. Directly, C. Director, D. Direct.
Directly.
Yes, directly, بشكل مباشر. And we cannot pronounce it directly, and both are correct. ممكن ننطقها directly والنطق برضو صحيح. 29. I won't go to the park if you space with me. Choices: A. Not come, B. Don't come, C. Didn't come, D. Hadn't come.
Don't come.
Don't come. Yes, choice B is the correct answer. The last sentence: we felt great space when we heard that you were leaving the school. Choices: A. Sadness, B. Stressful, C. Strict, D. Sad.
Sadness.
Sadness. Yes.
استأذن.
معايا يا أمنا؟ نخش في أسئلة النوبل.
تمام.
تمام. Choose the correct answer. Razendal and his men could not wait any longer to try to save the king because choices: A. The king was ill and might die, B. Razendal had to leave the country, C. Seth was going to kill him, D. Robert would become king.
The king was ill and the boy died.
Yes, تمام. Choice A. The king was ill and might die. Question 2. Razendal managed to listen to the king inside the castle of Zenda when Razendal managed to listen to the king inside the castle of Zenda when choices: A. He went to his room, B. He hid in the castle, C. He pretended to be Johann, D. He listened from the moat.
He listened from the moon.
Yes, he listened from the moat. Question 3. What happened to Robert at the end? What happened to Robert at the end? Choices: A. Razendal killed him, B. Seth captured him, C. He escaped, D. He became king.
He escaped.
He escaped. Question 4. Who did the people of Strelzo think had killed the Duke? Choices: A. Robert, B. Razendal, C. The king, D. Seth.
The king.
The king. تمام. اعتقد ان الملك هو اللي قتل دوك مايكل. تمام. Answer 2 of the following questions. Question 1. In your opinion, what is the moral of the prisoner of Zenda? والسؤال ده بيتكرر كتير بشكل أو بآخر في الامتحانات. In your opinion, what is the moral يعني المغزى أو الدرس الأخلاقي of the prisoner of Zenda. في رأيك إيه يا أمنية؟ What is the moral of the prisoner of Zenda?
أنا كنت بقول evil doesn't continue.
Again please speak out. علي صوتك شوية معلش.
Evil doesn't continue.
Evil doesn't continue. تمام يا أمنية. تمام. I think the moral is that we should all think about our responsibilities and do our best to help other people. يعني انت خدنا دايما ان رازندال كان بيتكلم عن ايه how to carry a responsibility or his responsibilities. فاكره انت الكلام ده؟ yes. نصيحة ايه؟ روز. yes. رازندال does this. يعني رازندال عمل كده فعلا when he helps the king by taking his place. ماشي انه اخذ مكانه in order to save the king and to save روريتانيا عشان ينقذ الملك وينقذ روريتانيا. He also does his best to help all the people of روريتانيا. تمام؟ Question 2. Why do you think Robert wasn't killed like the other guards? Why do you think Robert wasn't killed like the other guards? ليه في رأيك روبرت ما قتلش مثل الحراس الآخرين.
I simply because he know what would happen in the castle, but others surprised.
تمام. I think that Robert wasn't killed because he surprised them all by jumping into the moat to swim away. He surprised them all when he jumped into the moat. تمام؟
طب مثلا مش هو كان عارف برضه كان راسندل هيروح القلعة وكان المفروض هيساعده؟
But he didn't know when exactly. يعني ما كانش عارف ان رازندل هيروح في الوقت ده. عشان كده مش عايزين نقول الايه الجزئية دي. تمام؟ Question 3. In what ways بأي الطرق do you think بأي الطرق do you think the real king will rule differently after the end of the story?
ممكن أقول because Rafael learned him how to be a good king.
Yes, not learned him but taught him. يعني ما تقوليش learned him علمه. learn يومنا يتعلم، أما teach يعلم.
تمام.
فأقول رازندل ما أقولش learned him بقى، أقول taught him. وصلت الفكرة؟ لكن الإجابة صح. He said that Razandal had shown him or taught him what a true king should be. علمه إزاي الملك الحقيقي يجب أن يكون. So he will probably try to rule like Razandal, thinking of all the people of Ruritania. تمام? He will care for people and he will carry out his responsibilities. يتحمل مسؤولياته ويعتني بالشعب. تمام؟ ناخد الدايلوج. Finish the following dialogue. Samir is talking to Nabil about the new television. Samir is talking to Nabil about the new television. بيكلموا عن التلفزيون الجديد. سمير بيقول جملة سبيس تكملتها بيقول My new TV is different to the TV we had before and I can't turn it on. turn on بمعنى يفتح. فنبيل space it's the same as my TV at home. It's the same as my TV at home. ممكن نكمل الجملة الأولى بإيه بقى؟ space 1.
Can you help me?
Can you help me? Or do you know how to turn on this new TV? Can you know أو do you know تمام do you know how to turn on this new TV. فممكن يرد عليه نبيل يقول له في سبيس 2 ممكن يرد عليه ويقول له
أنا قصدي سايكن.
I'll
على أساس إن أنا سألت كان أصلا في لوبيا سايكن.
yes I can لما أنت قلتي
عشان قلت كان.
تمام. ممكن يقول له I'll try. تمام. It's the same as my TV at home. 3 space and this is question. سمير قال له the remote control. Yes it's here okay. يبقى أكيد سأله على الريموت كنترول. يبقى أكيد السؤال كان إيه؟
Where is the remote control?
yes where is the remote control? Or do you have the remote control? هل أنت معاك remote control? Yes. Do you have the remote control? Or زي ما أنت قلتي where is the remote control? قال له the remote control yes it's here إنه هنا. أنا بس استخدمت السؤال بمعنى هل عشان كلمة yes دي يوم. فبدل ما أقول where is the remote control هنقول do you have the remote control. تمام؟ Yes it's here okay. It's working now. بيشتغل دلوقتي. Can you explain why it says it is looking for channels? Can you explain why it says it's looking for channels? Nabil space 4 قال له the first time you turn it on it downloads بيحمل يعني the channels that you need. يبقى ممكن نحط ايه 4.
أنا قصدي I will explain.
Yes I will. Can you explain? Yes I will explain. Yes. Or here is what happens. Yes. Samir, look, there is a film channel. Shall we watch a film? Nabil, I'm not sure. What time does it finish? Samir, it finishes at 7 o'clock. It finishes at 7 o'clock. Space 5. قال له sorry. Space 6. I told my mother I'd be home at 6. يبقى ممكن 5 نحط ايه؟
Can you watch it?
Why don't you stay and watch it? أو can you watch it زي ما انت قلتي can you watch it with me? or why don't you stay and watch it? ليه ما تقعدش وتتفرج عليه معاه؟ sorry هيقول له في 6 I should go home. Sorry, I should go home. I told my mother I'd be home at 6.
I can't chat with you.
تمام برضو إجابتك صح. Let's go to translation. Translate into Arabic. عملتيها يا أمنا الجملة الأولانية؟ Social networking websites are a double-edged weapon. Double-edged weapon يعني سلاح ذو حدين. So we should use it widely or wisely. Yes sir. قولي كده يا أمنا ترجمتك.
أن تعتبر مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي سلاح ذو حدين لذلك يجب أن نستخدمها بحكمة.
برافو عليك. مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي سلاح ذو حدين لذلك يجب أن نستخدمها بحكمة. So we should use it wisely. The second sentence. Every year the cells under the bark of a tree harden and become nude. قلتي يا أمنا؟
كل عام تتصلب الخلايا أسفل لحاء الشجرة وتصبح خشبا جديدا.
برافو عليك. Translate into English. تستطيع أن تعبر عن رأيك بشرط أن تحترم الآخرين. تفضل.
You can express your opinion on condition that you respect others.
برافو عليك. The second sentence. يجب عليك أن تتذكر دائما أنك أقوى من المخدرات المدمرة.
You must always remember that you are stronger than destroying addiction.
برافو عليك. أنت كده برافو عليك تمام. You always have to remember or must remember that you are stronger than the destructive drugs. تمام؟
المثال هي must الأول ولا always الأول؟
always الأول. تمام؟ بصي ال adverbs of frequency يا أمنا always, sometimes, usually ماشي comes before the main verb and after the auxiliary verb. تمام؟ Choose the correct answer. Let's go to practice test 6B. تمام معايا كده؟ The rays of the sun in space, the statue. Choices A. Eliminate. B. Illuminate. C. Fabricate. D. Regulate. Illuminate بمعنى يضيء. Sentence 2. If you space water, it boils. Choices A. Will heat. B. Heated. C. Had heated. D. Heat. تمام. If you heat. This is zero conditional. Question 3 or sentence 3. Ziyad got out of the small boat and space it to a tree to stop it floating away. Choices A. Tied. B. Tightened. C. Tired. D. Bot. Tied it to. Tie to your boat. Yes. في كذا. Sentence 4. Hassan has worked hard for the test. I'll be surprised if he space. Hassan has worked hard for the test. I'll be surprised if he space. Choices. A. Doesn't pass. B. Isn't passing. C. Hadn't passed. D. Won't pass. Doesn't pass. تمام. 5. The bottom of a shoe is often made of space. Choices. A. Rubbish. B. Rucksacks. C. Rubber. D. Rulers. Rubber بمعنى المطاط. برافو عليكم. Another sentence. 6. If I went to Australia, I space my cousins. If I went to Australia, I space my cousins. Choices: A. Will see. B. So. C. Would see. D. Had seen.
would see.
Would see. Second condition. 7. We saw a space at the theater today. She is a famous singer. Choices: A. Celebrity. B. Publicity. C. Celebration. D. Fame.
publicity. celebrity.
A celebrity يلا بمعنى شخصية مشهورة. We saw a celebrity at the theater today. شفنا شخصية مشهورة على المسرح ماشي النهاردة. She is a famous singer. مغنية مشهورة. بس الشخص نفسه يتقال عليه celebrity لكن الدعاية والشهرة publicity. تمام؟
تمام.
A. تعادل space bought that phone if it hadn't been so expensive. عادل space bought that phone if it hadn't been so expensive. A. Might. B. Might have. C. Will have. D. Had.
might have.
Might have. برافو عليك. 9. The police space the car to stop before the thieves could drive away. The police spaced the car to stop before the thieves could drive away. Choices: A. Forecast. B. Forced. C. Made. D. Had.
forced.
Forced the car to stop. أجبره. Sentence 10. I feel ill. I wish I space so many sweets. I feel ill. I wish I space so many sweets. Choices: A. Didn't eat. B. Don't eat. C. Hadn't eaten. D. Won't eat.
didn't eat.
I feel ill. I wish
I didn't eat.
so many sweets. ما هو انا بشعر ان انا مريض يبقى يا ريتني ما باكلش دلوقتي ويا ريتني ما اكلتش.
ما اكلتش.
يبقى ممكن الجمله تبقى البريزنت هنا بس التمني والحدث بتاع التمني يكون في الباسط. مركزه معايا؟
ما انا قلت didn't.
ما مش باص سمبل. ما هو التمني في الباص هنستخدم باص بيرفكت. مش احنا قلنا التمني في الباص بنستخدم باص بيرفكت؟ يبقى hadn't eaten. ها وصلت؟
وصلت.
مع التمني في الباست بنستخدم باص بيرفكت. تمني في البريزنت بنستخدم باص سمبل.
تمام.
تمني في الفيوتشر زي ما قلنا بنستخدم could or would plus infinitive. يبقى hadn't eaten. 11. A man space a gun to start the race. A man space a gun to start the race. Choices: A. But. B. Did. C. Lit. D. Fired.
fired.
Yes, the correct answer is fired. يطلق النار يعني. تمام؟
تمام.
12. Salma is in England. She wishes it space raining. A. Stops. B. Will stop. C. Stop. D. Would stop.
would stop.
Would stop. تمام. Raining. 13. It was very hot, so we sat space a big tree and had a rest. Choices: A. Over. B. On. C. Beneath. D. At. Beneath. أسفل أو تحت. 14. Ali is very tired and wishes he space in bed. Choices: A. Is. B. Was. C. Would be. D. Had been.
would be.
Was in bed. تمام؟
مش هو بيتمنى ان يبقى في السرير يعني في المستقبل.
ما هو تعبان دلوقتي يبقى بيتمنى دلوقتي. is very tired. يبقى was in the correct answer. تمام؟ 15. Look at that cat. It is space a mouse. Choices: A. Chasing. B. Running. C. Cheating. D. Chatting.
Chasing.
Chasing. بمعنى ايه؟
يطارد.
يطارد. تمام. 16 You can go to the work space. You are home at 8 o'clock. You can go to the work space. You are home at 8 o'clock. Choices: A. Provided that. B. As long. C. Supposing. D. In case.
Provided that.
Provided that. تمام. 17 It was easy for them to sail up the Nile because there was a space wind. Choices: A. North. B. Dark. C. Solar. D. Tide.
North.
North wind. رياح شمالية.
طب يا مستر مش المفروض دي كانت تبقى northern؟
A north wind. تمام؟
مش هي ممكن لو كانت northern كانت تبقى صح؟
ممكن تمشي عليه. تمام؟
تمام.
18 You can't drive a car space you are 18 or older. You can't drive a car space you are 18 or older. Choices: A. As long as. B. Unless. C. On condition that. D. Without.
Unless.
Unless. تمام. 19 Don't go near the fire because it's giving off a lot of space. Choices: A. Hot. B. Heat. C. Warm. D. Light.
Heat.
Heat. B is the correct answer. Heat. 20 We space Harry. It only takes 10 minutes to the station and we have an hour before the train goes. We space Harry. It only takes 10 minutes to the station and we have an hour before the train goes. Choices: A. Mustn't. B. Needn't. C. Ought not to. D. Shouldn't.
Needn't.
تمام. Needn't Harry. عدم الضرورة. Lack of necessity. Sentence 21 Strange weather can space all over the world. Choices: A. Occur. B. Place. C. Take part. D. Land.
Okay.
Occur. تمام. 22 I regret space that we can go to the Science Museum next week. There are no more tickets. Choices: A. Saying. B. Said. C. To say. D. Have said.
To say.
To say. 23 There was a space and all the lights went off. Choices: A. Power off. B. Power cut. C. Cut. D. Power station.
Power cut.
Power cut. تمام. 24 My mother warned me space the plate because it was very hot. Choices: A. Don't touch. B. Not touch. C. Not touching. D. Not to touch.
Not to touch.
Not to touch. Yes. 25 The red team space the blue team 2-0. Choices: A. Won. B. Lost. C. Defeated. D. Beaten.
Beaten.
Defeated. Yes. Hasn't. 26 Layla asked Sarah space she had enjoyed the book. Choices: A. That. B. What.
كانت defeated ولا beaten؟
لا defeated.
هي
شو-
beaten يهزم؟
defeat يهزم. Yes.
لا و beaten.
beat يهزم. تمام.
اه.
بس beaten دي يا يمنى ده الباست بارتيسيبل مش التصريف التاني.
صح.
beat bet beaten. تمام.
تمام.
الاول والتاني زي بعض ونفس السبيلنج بس النطق الاولاني بيت بت والتالت ننطقه بيتن بقى. تمام.
تمام.
Layla asked Sarah space she had enjoyed the book. Choices: A. That. B. What. C. Which. D. Whether.
Weather.
Whether. فاكر انت لما كنا بنربط بكلمة if أو whether مع
مع
الكويشن نريبورت الكويشنز في الكلام المباشر والغير مباشر في الأسئلة. فاكرة؟ الإجابة الصح هنا whether she had enjoyed the book. تمام. whether yes. 27. My sister loves chocolate but space I prefer ice cream. Choices: A. Personally. B. Person. C. To me. D. At me. Personally. Letter A is the correct answer. بشكل شخصي. 28. The head of the school space the computers checked once a year. The head of the school space the computers checked once a year. Choices: A. Has. B. Was having. C. Was got. D. Did. Has, yes. Once a year. This is a habit. We use the present simple. Yes. 29. We didn't space to go to the exhibition because there were no more tickets. Exhibition اللي هو المعرض. Choices: A. Run. B. Manage. C. Make. D. Enable. Manage, yes. We didn't manage to go. Manage to بمعنى يتمكن من أو تمام. The last sentence: space player in the team was given a medal. Choices: A. All. B. Every. C. Half of. D. Both. Every, yes, player in the team was given a medal. Let's go to the novel. طبعا هو صعب نقرا قطعة comprehension. Let's go to the novel questions. Answer the following questions. Who does Razandal hear talking when he swims round the castle moat? Who does Razandal hear talking when he swims round the castle moat? Choices: A. The dog and Johann. ولو نطقناها يوهان برضو صح يا أمنا. B. The king and Dutcher. C. Robert and the king. D. Max and Johann.
The king and Dutcher.
Yes, the king and Dutcher. Question 2. Why is Antoinette de Maubert a prisoner in the Duke's mansion? Choices: A. Because she wants to be queen. B. Because she is a murderer. Murderer يعني قاتل. Or C. Because the Duke cannot trust her. Trust بمعنى يثق. Or the last choice, because she wants to marry Razan.
Because the Duke cannot trust.
Yes, letter C is the correct answer, because the Duke cannot trust her. Question 3. Who kills the Duke in a fight? A. Antoinette de Maubert. B. Robert. C. Razandal. D. The king. Robert. Question 4. What does Razandal teach the real king? قلنا السؤال ده بيتكرر كتير في الامتحانات. What does Razandal teach the real king? Letter A. What a real king should be. B. How to trick people. Trick بمعنى يخدع. Equal deceive يعني. Or C. How to find Robert. Or D. How to fight.
What a real king should be.
Yes, what a real king should be. Answer 2 of the following questions. Why do you think that Razandal told the chief of police to return in 2 weeks and not earlier than that?
I think because he wanted to give himself enough time to rescue the king and return to England.
Yes, your answer is correct. He wanted to give himself enough time to rescue the king. Brasendel didn't want the policeman to ask him difficult questions, so he wants him to go away for 2 weeks. تمام؟ هو مش عايز يعني يقعد يسأله برضه أسئلة قد تكون صعبة بالنسبة له, and he wanted to solve the problem. Question 2, within 2 weeks. What do we learn about Robert when Brasendel catches up with him on his horse? What do we learn about Robert when Brasendel catches up with him, يعني يلحق بيه يعني, on his horse? He knew that he was a criminal, مش كده؟ Yes. إجابتك صحيحة. Your answer is correct. We learn that he doesn't like the Duke and that he would help Brasendel if he could have a reward. يعني هو ما كانش بيحب الدوق مايكل, وإنه هو كان ممكن يشتغل لحساب برازندل if he got the reward as he said. زي ما قال له أنت هتبقى الملك وأنا هاخد الجائزة. تمام. He only works for himself. هو فقط بيعمل لحساب نفسه. Yes. Question 3. Why do you think that Brasendel didn't follow Robert's plan? In your opinion, why do you think that Brasendel didn't follow Robert's plan?
Because he knew that Robert tricked him.
Because he knew that Robert was
Tricked him.
Was tricked him?
No. كان بيخدعه.
Yeah, was tricking him. Yes. Or he wanted to trick him. ماشي؟ ما اقولش was tricked him.
عشان كده يبقى خدعه خلاص.
تمام بالظبط. لما اقول he was tricked him انا هو اللي خدع. تمام؟ كأنك بتعملها بس كده يوم. He realized that Robert was not a good man. أدرك إن روبرت ده ما كانش شخص كويس. تمام؟ And he wanted to trick him. Yes, زي ما أنت قلت. Let's go to the dialogue. Finish the following dialogue. Ashraf and Wael are waiting at a bus station or a bus stop. محطة الأتوبيس. باص ستيشن قلنا اللي هي المحطة الكبيرة اللي بتتجمع فيها الأتوبيسات. أما باص ستوب عارفة المحطة اللي بتبقى في الطريق نفسه. تمام؟ اللي هي مثلا كل كيلو أو 2 كيلو مثلا في باص ستوب. تمام؟ نشوف هنا الدايلوج. أشرف I've got to be in the center of Cairo in an hour. Have got to يعني معنى يجب أو ينبغي. تمام؟ I have got to be in the center of Cairo in an hour. Where is the bus? It's late. Well, space. Number 1. The underground is very fast. يقصد هنا المترو طبعا. The underground is very fast. أشرف رد عليه. But I'm meeting my friend at a bus stop in the center. Well, space 2. Question. Then you can walk from the underground station to the bus stop in the center. ممكن نرجع نحاول نحط ايه في space 1.
Why don't you take underground?
برافو يا أمنا. Why don't you take the underground train? Why don't you try or take the underground? Why don't you take the underground? Yes. قال له the underground is very fast. ده المترو سريع. But I'm meeting my friend at the bus stop in the center. فهنا هيسأل سؤال where. فهيكمل يقول then you can walk from the underground station to the bus stop in the center. يبقى ممكن اتنين كنا نحط فيها ايه مثلا يومنا.
What about going to the underground station?
What about ها؟
Going
Going to
the underground station.
What about going to the underground station? ماشي. ممكن يقول له مثلا sure or surely the best thing to do is to take the underground. Yes. إجابتك سليمة. نرجع نكمل. أشرف قال له perhaps you are right. I've not used the underground before. Do you know how to buy a ticket? 3 space. Here is what happens. So 3, we can put in 3.
Yes, it's very easy.
Yes, it's very easy. Or I'll show you, or I'll explain to you. تمام؟ I'll try and explain. هحاول أفهمك أو أشرح لك. Here is what happens. اتفضل أدي اللي بيحصل أهو. Space 4. أشرف قال okay, what do I do after I have bought a ticket from the ticket office? What do I do after I have bought a ticket from the ticket office? يبقى أكيد 4 كان ممكن يقول له
You should buy ticket from the ticket office.
Yes, first you should buy a ticket from the ticket office. عشان هنا قال له what do I do after I have bought a ticket from the ticket office. يبقى هنا ممكن في 4 يقول له first زي ما انت قلتي you should buy a ticket from the ticket office. 5 space أشرف is it easy to put the ticket into the machine? So 5 is حطيتي في 5 ايه؟
You need to put it into the machine.
Yes. Put your ticket into the machine. Or second, or then put your ticket into the machine. تمام يا أشرف, is it easy to put the ticket into the machine? Well, yes it is. Then the gates open and you can walk onto the platform to wait for the train. Yes, it is. Then the gates open, بوابات اللي هي بتاعت المترو بتتفتح, and you can walk into the platform اللي هو الرصيف. platform رصيف المحطة أو القطار, لكن رصيف الشارع اسمه sidewalk or pavement. ممكن نقول عليه pavement or sidewalk. You can walk onto the platform to wait for the train. 6 space. I don't want to go on my own. On my own بمعنى alone. Yes, بمفردي. I don't want to go on my own. Yes, okay, I'll come with you. Then I can show you what to do. So we can put in 6.
Can you come with me?
Can you come with me? Yes. Or can't I persuade you to come with me? تمام؟ قال له I don't want to go on my own. Yes. Yes, okay. I'll come with you. يبقى في number 6 we can put can you come with me. Let's go to the translation of a question. Translate into Arabic. I wish I had time to read more novels when I was younger.
كنت أتمنى أن يكون معي الوقت لأقرأ روايات أكثر عندما كنت صغير.
تمام. كنت أتمنى أن يكون لدي وقت أكثر أو متسعا من الوقت. تمام. لقراءة روايات أكثر أو المزيد من الروايات عندما كنت صغيرا. تمام. Sentence number 2. Your skin might burn if you sit in the sun without using sun cream.
إذا جلست في الشمس بدون كريم واقي سوف تحترق بشرتك.
تمام. Your skin might burn قد تحترق بشرتك أو يحترق جلدك إذا جلست تحت أشعة الشمس بدون استخدام مرهم ضد الشمس أو أشعة الشمس. تمام؟
تمام.
Let's go to the second part of the question. Translate one sentence only into English. طبعا بننصح أبنائنا الطلبة إن هم يحلوا جميع الأسئلة، حتى في الاختيارات احنا بنصحح جميع الأسئلة، وحتى لو في اختياري زي كده والدرجة الأعلى بناخدها للطالب. يعني حتى لو في اختيارات الأفضل للطالب إن هو يجي يحل جميع الأسئلة. يعني مثلا لو قال لي اختار جملة من الجملتين، يبقى الأفضل أحل الجملتين، وإحنا بنصحح بنختار له الإجابة أو الدرجة الأعلى أو الإجابة الأفضل. تمام؟ sentence number 1. إذا لم يصب والدي في قدمي لأصبح لاعب كرة قدم. عملتيها إيه يا يوم؟
If my father hadn't injured in his foot, he would
ثواني يا
have
يوم.
been a
طيب
football.
طب معلش يا يوم ثواني. injure يصيب صح؟
إيه؟
كلمة injure يصيب. أنت قلتي if my father hadn't injured. طيب كده معناها هو إذا لم مش هو اللي لم أصاب يا يوم. فإذا لم يصاب مش هو اللي أصاب.
تمام.
فالجملة لازم تتعمل لي passive.
يبقى
If my father hadn't
been injured.
yes hadn't been injured. If my father hadn't been injured, the second part,
He would have been a footballer.
he would have been or become a footballer. تمام. Or a football player. The sentence again. If my father hadn't been injured, he would have become a footballer or a football player. تمام؟
تمام.
The second sentence. أود أن أعرف كيف يؤثر القمر على البحار على سطح الأرض. عملت لها الترجمة يا منى دي؟ اتفضلي.
I wanted to know how moon can affect the seas on the surface of the earth.
تمام. The sentence again. I want to know or I'd like to know how the moon affects seas on earth. I'd like to know how the moon affects seas on earth. ها يا منى؟
مع حضرتك.
تمام. فممكن نقول I'd like to know or I want to know. عندك أي جملة للترجمة يا منى؟
لا بس أنا حضرتك كنت عايزاك تراجع القطعة نفسها.
القطعة أنهي قطعة؟
أي واحدة.
براكتس تيست 6B or إيه اللي أنت عايزاه؟
خلاص نراجع اللي احنا فيه دلوقتي.
طب ماشي اتفضلي. السؤال الأولاني اللي هو Where are the two oldest individual trees in the world صح؟ اخترتي ايه يا منى؟
أنا اخترت
D. North America. Yes. Question 2. Why was a woman arrested in 2012? C. Yes, she destroyed an old tree. Question 3. Why do you think that people believe that 100 soldiers on horses waited under the old Italian tree?
B.
Yes, the correct answer is B. Its branches are very wide. Question 4. What does the writer think about trees? Your choice is اختيارك هو
D.
B. Yes. He is impressed by them. Impressed يعني
معجب بيهم أو مؤثر.
متأثر بيهم. Yes. Question 5. What does the underlined word these refer to? طبعا في كلمة these تحتها خط في القطعة كانت تشير ل B. Yes, the oldest tree in Europe. The oldest tree in Europe. Yes. Question 6. What do you think the word trunk means?
A.
Yes, A. The main part of a tree. الجزء الأساسي من الشجرة. trunk بمعنى الجذع باللغة العربية. تمام؟
تمام.
Question 7. How do scientists calculate the age of trees according to the passage? إزاي العلماء بيقدروا يحسبوا عمر الشجرة؟ Yes, they extract a piece of wood. يستخرجوا قطعة من الخشب from the trunk من الجذع to calculate the age of a tree by using a borer باستخدام مثقاب. تمام؟ يعني لو انت قريتيها علميا they use a borer to extract a piece of the wood. خلاص؟ in order to calculate the rings. If the rings are 10, then the age of the tree is 10 years. If the rings are 7, then the age of the tree is 7 years, and so on. عدد الحلقات بيمثل عدد السنوات بتاعت عمر الشجرة. وكلما كانت الحلقة أكثر اتساعا معناها إن كان في أمطار غزيرة علميا يعني في هذا العام. تمام؟ And if the ring is narrow, ولو الحلقة ضيقة, this means that there was drought. معنى كده إن كان في جفاف في العام ده. Yes? Question 8. When did the 1,000-year-old tree in Greece first grew?
It first grew in 941 CE.
Yes. It first grew in 941 CE. Question 9. Find a suitable title for the passage. يعني العنوان المناسب للقطعة عملتيها من
Amazing tree in the world.
Again please. Speak out. علي الصوت معلش.
Amazing tree in the world.
Amazing tree in the world. Yes. Or the oldest tree in the world. تمام.
أنا جبتها من أول سنة.
تمام مفيش مشكلة. Do you think, the last question, do you think that we will find even older trees in the future? Why or why not?
Yes, I think because we will find because the experts haven't finished research yet.
Yes, you think so because scientists haven't finished research yet. Thank you, Yun. Your answer is correct.
شكرا يا يمنى، وشكرا لمستر احمد عبد الصبور. وان شاء الله تلتقي مع مستر احمد يوم السبت المقبل ان شاء الله يا يمنى. شكرا جزيلا، وشكرا لكل الطلبه والطالبات اللي سمعونا واستفادوا من مستر احمد عبد الصبور. وهنواصل مع حضراتكم الفترات المخصصه للثانويه العامه. هننتقل بعد كده لماده الجغرافيا. هذه ارق الامنيات من محمد جمال باللمسات الفنيه، وارق امنياتي هاله حاتم.